Um, this specific person has been in the casino industry like me. I've been in the casino industry for about 9 years as a poker dealer. She was a blackjack dealer, so there's that. And then she also worked at AAA booking travel for a few years, and then like transitioned over here in Evolution. And so now she's able to work from home. She's now, if you've seen the promotion, a $1 million travel booker. And so, of course, we want you to get in that space where you guys are having that same level of success. And of course, my objective is to learn how people are doing it. So maybe the story resonates with you, and you can take some of their techniques to be able to utilize it for yourself. So, with that being said, and without further ado, I'd love to introduce to you guys Miss Daphne Richmond. Daphne, are you there?
Hey Charles, how are you, hon?
Wonderful. Let me go ahead and put it on speaker. All right, you have a beautiful house.
Thank you. I am lucky enough to live in beautiful, sunny Florida, and we actually have a nice day today instead of being all rainy and yucky.
Yeah,
So
what part of Florida are you in?
I'm in Tampa, in one of the suburbs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. What's the weather out there? Is it murky?
it's hot as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're still with heat index yesterday we hit 102. So
The
yeah.
way that you said is hot as hell. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Oklahoma. I'm a Southerner.
Okay,
Bless you.
I sense the Oklahoma there.
Yeah,
Just the way
it
you
comes
said
out
it.
every once in a while. But the time in the casinos actually broke me of my accent. I used to sound like Reba McEntire.
Mm.
Like it was that thick. But working in the casinos and being a supervisor and having to train and teach, and I kind of broke myself of it. So
Oh, so you did pit work too. You were a pit boss
yeah,
as
I
well.
I actually when I left the casino business, I was a dual shift pencil runner, trainer, and wrote the procedure manuals for Hard Rock Seminole.
Mm, got it.
Yeah,
In 15 years. I mean, to me,
yeah,
that, for a lot of people, the casino business people are there forever until they decide to retire.
yeah.
What made you break free? Because that, in a
The
lot of ways, is a
hours?
secure job, right? Like
Well,
you
a
get
lot of it was the
health
hours, but
insurance.
my husband and I moved to Iowa to be close to his family, and I got myself in a casino up there that I had kids who had been in the business a year and a half, 2 years, standing floor behind me, trying to tell me how to deal roulette. um, it, I just finally was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. This I was racing the sun to try to get home before the sun came up to try to get to bed. It just, when you're looking at 40, it's just not what you want to
So
do
you were
anymore.
doing swing shift then, for like
Yeah, at that casino
ooh,
I was.
okay,
Yeah. It
got it.
was, and it wasn't even really a true swing shift. They closed at 4 a.m.
Oh,
They would close the tables down and then still be there till 5:30, closing all the tables down, counting down all the cards, all that good stuff.
yeah,
And so there were definitely mornings that I was like racing the sun to get home.
right. Yeah, I'm similar to you. Like I don't want to cross over to the next day.
Yeah, I mean it's
Like I don't,
brutal.
if I see the sun come up, I'm like, man, I crossed over. Now I'm gonna sleep
Yeah,
on the next day. So I always
yeah.
try to like go before sun up, so that way when I do go to sleep and when I wake up, it feels legitimately like the next day instead of crossing over to the next day.
Well, and at some point, the money just isn't worth never going to a concert, never having to go to the movies on your day off, having to go to the doctors on your day off, like never having a true weekend. At some point, the money's just not worth it anymore. You're like, okay, I have to do something else with my life.
Sure, sure. I mean, 15 years, how many of it was like, all right, I have enough? Because like when I was a poker dealer, three of it was like pretty cool. And I was there 9 years, so 6 years of it, I was like around the,
Probably just the last year. I mean, really, just that last casino really did it in. When I was with Seminole Hard Rock, I loved what I was doing. I really, really did. And Hard Rock was a great company. They were amazing to work for.
uh,
But when we left and moved to Iowa, that was kind of the breaking point. I was like, I can't work in these little podunk boat casino things anymore.
Oh, okay. So it's when you went to Iowa
Yeah,
and then worked in the casino there,
yeah.
and it was just like these rinky-dink casinos. What am I doing?
Charles, it was so bad. I can't tell you how bad it was. They had no idea what they were doing.
Oh,
None.
so so they were behind the times. You're like, what? And coming from a casino that did know what they were doing, for you
Yeah,
to end up here, like,
right.
right, like how? So you lasted about a year that you can handle.
I don't think I even made it a year there. I think it was probably about 8, 9 months. And I was like, okay, I do something else. I'm out. I'm done. And my husband, thank God, like you and Nikki always reminded me so much of me and Mike, is he was always so supportive of whatever decision I made. We'd figure it out, we'd work it out, it'd be fine. And so when I left the casino business, he's like, we'll figure it out. It's fine.
Yeah,
So, same thing when I decided to quit AAA to open off the tour. He was like, "We'll figure it out. We're not gonna lose the house. The dogs aren't gonna starve. It's gonna be fine."
yeah. Well,
So,
your husband, what does your husband do?
he's a diesel mechanic. He was in
Okay.
the military and transitioned out of the military and became a diesel mechanic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there obviously is going to be some concern there. Um, uh-oh. Are you frozen, Daphne? Am I frozen or is Daphne frozen? I can't tell. Is it me?
You.
So Daphne was frozen. All right. Daphne, all right, cool. I was wondering.
And my husband just got home, so I may have to mute for a second if the dogs go crazy because I have 3 pit bulls.
Okay.
So far,
Well,
they're
I
being
didn't get that last part because you
quiet
froze.
though.
You're getting some bad reception there. So,
Weird.
yeah.
Is that better?
Well, I can see your connection there. It says yellow. Hey, husband, nice to meet
There's
you.
the
We're actually,
husband.
uh, she was just talking about you, how supportive you were. And that was truly, encouraging to hear
Well,
because
I mean,
a lot of people
well,
don't get that level of,
well,
support.
luckily I have a good job and I can, we can,
Figure it out.
we can figure it out as we go.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that you were a great anchor for Daphne. So, like, when you decided to leave the casino business, of course, there's that level of uncertainty there. Like, all right, what do I do now? And that's kind of scary, right? Like,
Oh, it
when
was
you,
terrifying. 15 years, and I was like, "Oh, okay, now what?"
right, because now what we're talking about is an entire pivot and an entire life change. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I left the casino business. Now what do I do? So then you went to AAA travel? Is that what
That
you
was
transitioned
that was
into?
a situation. So for my 40th birthday, my best friend and I were sitting at dinner, and she asked me, she's really good at these deep probing questions. She always has been. She said, if you could do anything and money wasn't the option, what would you do? I said, I
Mm,
would be Anthony Bourdain without the nasty foods. Like I would just travel and talk about it and write about it because my degree's in English. So um and maybe 4 or 5 months later, she sent me a LinkedIn post for travel agent trainees with AAA. And I met the woman who ended up being my biggest champion, my regional manager. She arranged this interview. I showed up basically in a mechanic's uniform like that because I was managing a Firestone at the time. And it fit. And it fit so well that with AAA, of course, they had all the in-house marketing and everything done for us. It was 6 months of intense 40-hour week training. We did 2 weeks of nothing but Henry Ford sales training. Um, I hit the ground running and was in the top 5 earners in the whole state of Texas my first year. So I've always had a passion for this from the get-go.
mm, okay. So how long did you do AAA for?
I was with AAA almost 4 years. I was with AAA Southern California, which is Texas's branch, for 3 years. And then when we moved to Florida, it transitioned me to a different AAA. AAA actually is owned by 5 separate companies. It's 5 completely separate companies. So I had to quit, lost my 401k, lost my pension, everything, and had to get hired here. And here was ran very, very differently. They changed our commission structure 3 times in 1 year, and I'm not talking small tweaks, I'm talking complete overhaul. I already knew Courtney by then. I had sort of been doing Archer on the side
So
by
you had
then.
already joined the business,
I
kinda?
had, just because during COVID, AAA transitioned me to insurance, which I literally wanted to commit suicide. I hated insurance so much. I thought I was gonna die doing it. So I was still trying to keep my foot in travel, and that's when I met Courtney and
Okay.
joined Archer, but I wasn't really doing anything with it until I moved here. And they, again, it was one of those things that management was just so bad I couldn't do it. And I looked at him over Thanksgiving 4 years ago and said, I cannot keep coming home in tears like this. I don't enjoy what I do anymore.
Yeah.
This is killing me. And he's like, then just do off the tour. And January 3rd was my last day almost 4 years ago now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you had joined the business in Evolution a while back.
Yeah. Yeah. It was right after COVID when we first started opening back up, like in 2020.
Mm, okay.
Hmm.
All right. So you
But I
were
was kind
doing,
of on the down low and kind of doing it on the side for about 2.5 years.
so you were around when Nikki was around.
Nikki actually got on a 3-way with Courtney, and that's how I joined.
Oh, get out of here. So you
Yeah.
got to hear
So
Nikki.
I've known you guys from the start, you
Okay.
know?
Wow. How
Yeah.
did we never engage?
I don't know. I think when I talked to Courtney and Nikki, I don't think you were home. You just weren't around when it was usually really late at night too. Like it was 11, 12 o'clock at night that the 3 of us would get on the phone.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
All right.
it
So
was just us girls. Sorry, Charles. You were just
I
excluded.
completely understand. I completely understand. And
I think part of it was also because I never really wanted to be a team builder, and Nikki knew that from the get-go. I really was only interested in booking.
sure.
And so I just don't think there was any like real reason for us to kind of bring you into the conversation because you were more that side of the business at
Oh,
that
excuse me.
time.
You know, team builders are friendly too, you
You weren't doing any booking then. Shush.
know. But okay. So how did you get to really ramp up here in evolution?
Processes.
Hold on. You're gonna have to unmute again, Daphne.
There we go. I don't know what that was. Okay. Um, really getting the processes down. What I didn't realize when I left AAA was the networking piece of it that was kind of built into AAA and the processes. Having the technology, I was booking 40 trips a month at AAA. And mind you, I was only there 5 days a week. So I was booking a trip and a half a day on average. And because of the systems they
So you
had in
really got
place,
your chops down.
yeah, like
Like you
I
understood.
legit was at a high volume. But then when I transitioned to just off the tour, I never thought about the marketing part of it. I never thought about having a
Because now
database.
you're
I
not
was
getting
doing everything
incoming
pen and
calls.
paper. And I remember calling Courtney going, dear God, I I can't, I'm losing my mind. I'm working hours a day, like I'm killing myself.
Now,
And
just to kind of define, Chantel asked, what is off the tour? And
that's my company.
right.
See,
Okay.
off the tour. Oh, there it
Okay.
is.
Off the
Wrong.
tour is your company name.
Yes, off the tour travel.
Got it.
And I started looking for databases, ended up landing on Travify, which I loved. I did work with a business coach actually at the beginning of this year who helped me find the kinks in my process
Hmm.
and really iron those out. And I'm ready for wave season this year. Bring it. Like I have it down to an art now.
Now let's talk
So
about that. Let's talk about what is the coach kind of setting you up with and ramping you up because you've already now officially at this point have booked $1 million
Yeah.
So maybe you
A
could
lot of a
touch on that.
lot of that was just knowing our products coming into it. I was really lucky that AAA had really, really trained me with knowing the vendors very well, knowing the products that we were selling. That part of it, God knows, I know Courtney loves this part. She never had to train me at all
Because you
on
already
the
came in
booking part.
armed mentally.
Yeah. I
You
walked in the door already knowing my Royal Caribbean BDM, already know like when Virgin launched, I was on top of it doing the expertise training because I knew I was going to sell a lot of Virgin. So I
Mm,
came into it already knowing the products.
okay.
I think the products for anybody new coming in, that is the first most crucial piece. You are going to waste more time trying to find the right product if you don't know what you're selling your customers, period.
Mm.
If you don't have that conversation with a client and really qualify them to know what they're looking for, you are throwing spaghetti against a wall and it's going to take you 2 weeks to do something that should take 2 days.
So with that said, what are some helpful advice for your beginning travel agent right away that because I feel like everybody who just gets started probably is going to throw spaghetti against the wall.
Right.
Right? So how do we mitigate and minimize that from your wisdom of what
So I was lucky enough in AAA. We have what's called a 5 diamond script. It's not copyrighted or anything, but I still keep these in my desk.
Mhm.
It's a sheet that every new client I fill one of these out on.
Mm.
It's got name, phone number, all the contact information, but then it's things like destination. When do you want to travel? What planning have you already done? Is there are there places that you visited before that you don't want to go again?
Wait,
You
hold
know,
on. Stop right there because I know a lot of people can learn from this, and it feels like it sounds like you're going through a checklist
it
of.
kind of is. Yeah.
So, guys, like, take a moment, grab a pen and a paper. I think this is going to be magic for you, for those of you that aren't asking the qualifying questions, because you're going to be getting inquiries. And when you do, are you going to know what questions to ask? And a lot of people, especially for those of you that are getting started, you don't want to be this, pinball. If you see a pinball in a pinball machine, you're just kind of all over the
Yep.
place. Let's
Yep.
systemize it in a way where
Yep.
we know and how to guide the client and the potential prospect or the potential client. So that way we iron out exactly what it is that they want, what kind of research they've done. So for those of you guys that are here that aren't experts, let me know when you guys have a pen and paper so you guys can actually write this really quick.
Look at Kimberly. She's like, I got it.
All right, they're ready.
I
So
love it.
let's go with
Okay,
the question.
so literally when I trained, we did 2 weeks of this. We pretty much had to have this memorized and we had to ask every single question on this. As you do it more and it becomes more conversational, you don't want to sound like you're in
Second
a call
nature,
center
yeah.
reading off a script. Like it has to be conversational and natural. There are things that I'll skip, like clients that I kind of already have an idea what they're looking for. I might not ask them, what's your budget? Never be afraid to ask them what their budget is because it never fails. I will forget to ask it and I will send them something and they're like, oh no, I don't like any of those. And I'm like, okay, well, what kind of budget do you want me to stand? And they're like 4 times that. And I'm like, wait, what? Okay, let's run with that.
Right,
Because here I'm thinking, okay, Jamaica, let's do something budget friendly, whatever. No, they want like 5 star in a butler suite,
right,
and I never asked.
yeah.
So, okay, if everybody's ready, destination always starts first. If they don't know the destination, then ask, is there places you've been that you don't necessarily want to go to? Or are there places you've been to that you really liked certain things that you might want to go back because you didn't see everything? Start there
First
if they
one,
don't have a destination in mind.
destination. First
Huge.
question is, what's your destination? And then follow up is there any place that you don't want to go?
Right.
Yeah.
Dates. Even if they don't know exact dates, narrow it down to a month or a season. Okay, I get all the time. Well, when's the best time to go to Portugal? Shit, Google. What's the best time to travel to Portugal? When's
Now
the
you
weather
can
the
ask
best in
ChatGPT.
Portugal?
When is the
Right? Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I mean, now I have a lot of that memorized, but um and a lot of times, if they're teachers or they've got kids or whatever, they're stuck to a certain schedule. They're stuck to when school's out. Warn them ahead of time. School's out, it's going to be more expensive. Period. That's across the board and travel everywhere. Doesn't matter. What planning and research have you done? You're going to find out the tire kickers with that question pretty quickly. Because if they go, oh, well, I already built a whole package on Expedia and this is what I came up with, you're going to go, uh-huh. Okay. Now I know where their mindset's at. I know where to go with this.
Where do you go with that? Let's isolate that down because this is that question, guys. Number three is what research have you done already? And that question is specifically designed for tire kickers. For those of you guys that don't know what tire kickers are, they're there to waste your time, extract information so they can do it themselves.
Turn you into a free library.
Yep, they just want intel so they can do it on their own. So
Yep.
that question is designed to isolate if they are, kicking tires or not. And then what do you do?
I I might not be the best person to ask this because I'm pretty direct for the most part because I don't necessarily have to keep every client. There are clients that I'm perfectly okay with hanging up and never
Well, it's
hearing from
also
again.
important to know when to let them go.
Right.
See, here's the thing, like to me, it's really important, especially me as a team builder. Like I know when somebody kind of already is hard
Yeah.
stance somewhere, right? Like they just are not going to join. Like at that point, or if they're so uber negative about it, then like I'm not going to spend all this energy trying to flip them. And then in the event something goes wrong or whatever, then they're going to spin it on you. And then, and you get the ass whooping. So, like,
Yeah.
I would rather go on the side of letting them go. Like,
Yeah.
it's not worth my energy or that negativity, or simply put, wasting my time.
Yep. I literally had 3 in 1 week. It was a strange week for me. They had all called me off of Google, every single one of them. And all 3 of them. One of them looped me in. I did a full package, did the whole proposal in Travefy, spent 2 hours on this guy for a Greece trip for him and his girlfriend, thought it was gonna be great. Got an email back from him basically saying, "We decided to go with another travel agent. Thanks for your time." I thought, "Oh, excuse me?" I did not properly qualify him because I was on vacation with my sister in Bentonville, trying to kind of work off my cell phone in a hotel room. And when I got home, I had 2 more phone calls. One of them, the first when I said, "Oh, what are you looking to do?" And she said, "Oh, well, I already did this whole thing on hotels.com." And I was like, "Okay, well, if you've already priced it out on hotel.com, why are you calling me?"
Uh-huh.
Like I was real blunt about it.
Okay.
I said, "Well,
Like
if you've already put the whole package
you're
together."
already doing work, so what is
Right.
the purpose here?
And that's why I said, "Then, why did you call me?" "Well, I wanted to see if you could beat the price." I said, "Well, I don't do price comparisons.
Hmm, okay.
Here's what I do. This is what I do for my
All right,
clients."
listen up, guys, because you're
You
gonna
know,
get this a lot. People are gonna say,
you are.
okay,
And
if
and it really depends on how you structured your business. I've structured mine that I am here to here's basically the tagline for my website. I take the stress of travel planning away from busy professionals who absolutely can book their own trips, who choose not to.
Mhm.
That's what I'm here for.
Say that again.
I am here to take the stress of planning a trip away from busy individuals who can book their own travel and choose not to. Whether they're too busy, they don't want to spend the time doing it, they don't like doing the research, whatever reason, that's what I'm here for. So
Right,
you're
it's kind
either
of like
here
getting
to
an
talk to
attorney, right?
me,
Like technically speaking, you can represent yourself in a court of law, but why would you do that when you?
right? And that's what I tell them. You get my experience, you get my knowledge, you get my feedback. I'm basically your own personal Google review for these properties. I tell people all the time, you can go on Expedia and pull up Cancun at an all-inclusive on the beach, adults only, and you're going to get 194 results.
Yeah.
You want to dig through 194 results? Sure. If that's what you want to do with your evening, go for it. You don't need me.
Hmm.
However, if you don't want to do that and you don't want to take the chance that the one out of 194 results you picked is the right one, and you want someone who knows the properties, then call me back.
Yeah.
And that client, I did actually end up booking her. Because what she had put together on hotels.com was not really what she wanted. And she had no idea.
Mm.
So once we started that conversation and started talking, and then I started digging in, one of the biggest questions I asked, how do you normally travel? Where do you like to stay when you travel? What do you want to do on vacation? Do you like to go sit at the resort and sit near the pool with a fruity drink in your hand? Or do you want to go into the destination and see things? Figure out what this dream vacation in their head is and then run with it.
That's a
But
great
you have to
approach.
ask the questions to get there.
That's what Nikki would do is like her approach has always been, what would I want to do? Like, how would I want to enjoy this vacation? And like, because we can't cookie cutter
Mm-mm.
every vacation and assume that everybody wants to do the same thing. Heck, even when me and Nicole used to go on trips, she'd be like, I want to do this, but I'm like, I want to do that, right? And then we'd have to meet somewhere in the middle to like,
Yep.
and then we would end up. So finding that out, one thing was for certain is that Nikki always loved to venture into
Mm-hmm.
mainland. Like she wants to try actually the local food and not
Yep.
just stay at the resort. While her sister, she would never technically ever leave the resort.
Yep.
They would prefer just to be at the resort, stay there because they don't want to go outside of touristy areas, which is fair, but for Nikki, like if we're gonna go to these places, we want to genuinely experience their culture, not what tourists thinks that we should do, let alone food.
I still hit the touristy stuff. Don't get me wrong. When I go to Rome next year, I'm definitely going to the Colosseum and the Sistine Chapel. However, I'm setting aside 2 days to literally just get lost in Rome and happen upon fun stuff.
But the point
And
is
it's,
like really determining
yeah,
and finding out what your client truly
what is
wants.
in their head for
Yeah,
their dream
what's their
vacation.
desire? What is their
Yep.
dream vacation for
Yep.
you to accommodate that? And you as a travel agent bring that expertise to get exactly what they're wanting to do in a much easier way without the headache and the stress.
Yes, Courtney, you remember that conversation? That's how I came up. Courtney just put in the chat, be off the tour. That's how I came up with the name of Off the Tour Travel. Me and Courtney and Nikki were talking, and Nikki and I talked about the fact how we like to do stuff that's kind of off the beaten path and not necessarily on TripAdvisor's top 10 things to do in a destination. And that's where Off the Tour Travel came from.
I see. That's cool.
Yeah.
Off
Yep.
the tour, off the touristy
Yep.
thingamajigs.
Yep.
Sometimes that can be dangerous too, just so you guys know. Me and Nikki were in Jamaica, and then we went off the tour, and then I put in Google in the maps where we're supposed to go. And in Jamaica, it's an island, so if you just stay on the main road, you'll get to where.
You'll eventually find it.
Right.
Yeah. You can't really get lost.
But Google Maps decided to give me the shortest route, and of course, you take the shortest route. That was like the most dangerous thing because we had a rental car.
Don't do that in Jamaica,
And,
Charles.
and it took us into some inside road, right? And it says go this way. And the road stops, and I see this dirt trail that says probably fit as thin as like half a car's length, but it's a dirt road on the side of a mountain, and it says go that way.
Terrifying.
And I'm like, let's
Um,
try it. Until we realized, oh, this ain't gonna work. We got
Right.
yeah.
So Heather, when somebody asks says, "Well, I can do that myself online," that's when you bring up the, well, yeah, you absolutely can do it online. But again, there's if you're not even looking adults only in Cancun, there's over 300 all-inclusive resorts. You can do it online. Are you going to dig through the Google reviews? And do you know how to narrow it down? And do you know how to find a property that you absolutely know you're going to enjoy, that you know is safe? That's where I come in. You can do it online. You're not going to get the professionalism. You're also not going to get any backup if something goes wrong while you're there. I had clients got to Dublin last week. There was a screw up with their hotel that was completely the hotel's fault. We found out later that I had booked through Apple Vacations. They WhatsApp called me. I was in Punta Cana, they were in Dublin, and I still figured it out for them. That's the other piece of you book that online, you book it through Expedia, you book it on TripAdvisor, you book it directly with the resort. Who are you going to go to when something goes wrong?
Yeah, you're
And
under.
do you know how to navigate, how to answer the questions the way they need them answered to get what you need from them? Because you don't, and I can promise you, you don't.
Yeah.
That's where you go with that, Heather, for sure. Right, Chantal, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Leave it to someone who knows what they're doing and knows this industry inside out.
So moving to where you leave AAA travel, how did you personally build your clientele?
Oh, I tried everything. First thing I tried was advertising with the golf courses. It doesn't work, guys, just so you know. I did
You
join
mean like
my
advertise specifically for golf courses?
no, it was I had two different golf courses reach out to me because they saw my Google page was a new page. I guess they have some kind of alert set up when a new Google business is created or whatever. And they reached out to me and wanted me to advertise like on the scorecards,
Mhm.
$800 down the drain.
Oh,
Didn't get a
I
single lead.
see. They were looking for basically people to
Space fillers.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
So
good.
then I joined a local chamber of commerce. I have done so much networking with other business owners in my area, and that's been a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that,
Um,
what's her name? Jody Wariski does that on a regular. And I think
mhm.
a lot of people undervalue the Chamber of Commerce. Now, it does cost money to
My
join.
chamber's like 120 a year. It's,
Okay,
I mean,
but
it's
how many events do you go to for the Chamber of Commerce for that level of networking?
so they do a power hour every Wednesday at a local restaurant, which I used to go to that every Wednesday, but now I go about once a month. They do a business after hours once a month. They do a speed networking once a month. There's probably about, if I did all four lunches, probably about 10 a month.
That's pretty awesome because that's specifically having you network to, let people know what you do.
Right, right. And I'm not with them
And then you're
anymore.
finding out what other people are doing as
But
well.
I've made so many connections now that I know most of I probably should go to a meeting or so every once in a while because they do have new members that have joined. I went to a business after hours 2 months ago and about half the room I didn't know, which was nice. But I really, really, really was hardcore putting myself out there the first year,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. I think Chandel put in a valid point there where the one that she used to go to in Florida, it was rocking, but then northern New England, not
Yeah.
really a thing. But I
People
think
do
it's
the
I also think it's really important. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, it's fine.
I think it's important that everyone should at least attend
Try it.
just to
If it's
see.
not working for you, then don't do it, you know?
Right, like just to get there because I mean, I hear so many good things about going into the Chamber of Commerce. And if you do have that, money to invest 125 or 150 for the year,
Mhm.
that's just having an avenue
Hmm.
or a hub for you to showcase what you do. Have your
Yeah.
business cards ready because you're going to be talking to a lot of business owners. You know,
Yeah.
anything that anyone that has to do with local commerce, it's just it's great to put yourself
Yeah.
out there. So not only did Jody succeed in that, but it sounds like you succeeded in that as well.
Well, and like Chantal and Heather are both mentioning BNI. BNI is big here. Big, big, big. There's probably 15 branches here in my area. I never saw the value in BNI. For one, BNI is very, very, very strict. It's about $1,200 a year.
Ooh.
Not to mention, at least the ones here, I don't know how they're run anywhere else, but the ones here, you literally have to attend the meeting every single week. And if you miss
And
one,
it's mandated,
yes,
at
if
least for
you
that
miss,
area.
you are allowed to miss 3 a year, period, or you are out and you do not get your money back. Like, I can't commit to that. Sorry. And it's also like the ones here are like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I didn't leave corporate to get up at 5 in the morning for a dang
Yeah,
meeting.
because life is gonna life,
Sorry.
right? Life is going to life.
Yeah.
And
And
so,
so
like, God
I've
forbid
never committed to
you
BNI.
going through a situation and like you don't show up, like that level of pressure, like you just have to know that you have a life that can accommodate that level of schedule.
And if you're totally committed to it, like Stacy's saying that it works for her, Tommy, has gotten great practice. The talking to people I didn't need, like I got that. I've been doing sales for a long time. I worked in a casino for 15 years. If I can talk to drunks losing their money, I can do this. Nothing.
Yeah.
But if you can commit the time and you can commit to that kind of a rigid schedule, it does work for a lot of people. It just doesn't for me. I like my flexibility. That is a lot of the
I
reason
think
I
that's
left
the idea
corporate.
why we do this
So
in the first place too. We
some
want
of
that
us,
level of
some people like
flexibility,
that kind of schedule though. I don't.
you know,
So,
especially the early birds.
mm,
Not
listen,
really particularly.
again, I got into the business at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not doing 6 o'clock meetings. Sorry.
Right.
Not my
Well,
jam.
you're not, but we
Yeah.
have people that, but
And God
the
love them.
idea,
I
like,
mean,
just to be able to dream, like you can sleep in, like, oh, I
you
wish
know,
I could
and
sleep.
this is going to be a very Southern phrase, and the Southerners will understand how I mean this. Bless their hearts, but it ain't me.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. So, Chamber of Commerce has really worked well for you. Do you feel like the $1 million travel booking primarily came from, but it was a great start.
It was a good start.
Okay,
90, well, up until this last year, the first 2.5 years, probably 95% of my new business was referrals.
okay.
I pushed my referral
Okay, so
program
where
so
like
hard.
referrals from your friends and family?
No, from my current clients. Because remember, when I left AAA,
Uh,
I kept a pretty nice
so
chunk of
you
my book
built
of
a bit of a
business.
black book saying, "Hey,
I
I
did.
moved and I'm doing my own thing now." It's kind of like
No, I didn't do that.
oh, okay. So
I
like a barber basically.
100% did. Yes.
Like a
I
barber or
didn't.
hairstylist. Like, hey, because people are going to be
Right.
loyal to their hairstylist or whatever, like their manicurist, like they just like the way they do things. And there's this synergy and
Right.
relationship that you have with specific people. I just like the way Daphne operates. So when you decided to leave AAA, I'm sure there was quite a
There
number.
was a non-compete for a year. However, the rumors had started amongst my clients that knew that I was not going to stay at AAA.
Yeah,
They would find me on Facebook. They would find me on Google. They were literally Googling my name.
I see. So
And
you
then
were
they would call
seeding.
me up and say, hey, we weren't your client because you were at AAA. We were your client because you took care of us. Can you still do that? Yes, I absolutely can. I couldn't like recruit or reach out to any of my AAA clients, but a lot of them found me. And then once that year was over, oh, it was on. Like I
So
reached out to
I
everybody.
want to I want to get this right. They found you,
Mhm.
but due to that non-compete clause, did you like were you
I
in
could
a
book
position?
them as long as they came to me. I just couldn't solicit to them.
Got it.
Like I couldn't, email them from the email I had gotten at AAA.
Right.
So when they found me, I would go, oh, yeah, I'm absolutely still doing travel. How can I help?
So you made it easy for them to find you.
I did. I made it very easy for them to all find me.
So you put in, what'd you do? Like you put up your Facebook, your
I
Instagram,
did.
Google
Yeah.
Business, Facebook
Google
Business
Business was
site.
probably the first one, Facebook, again, the Chamber of Commerce. There were a lot of people in the chamber that knew people that I knew that had been clients of mine. And so it was just kind of this
Nice,
who
easy
knows who and
conversation.
how can they get a hold of me?
So
Yeah.
how soon did you start, like, was able to book, considering like, all right, I'm leaving, I'm officially done, but hey, I got this evolution business that I
There
got going.
There were a few clients toward the end who came to me that I was like, well, I can book this for you, but my last day is January 3rd, so I won't be here to service it after I'm gone. And they would straight up ask me, are you
Oh,
going somewhere else?
yeah, I already know how that's gonna work.
And I'm like, no, but let me give you my cell phone number. And if you need me, call me. And so there were a few of my clients that I booked right off the bat. Like as soon as I was gone, they were
That's
calling me
good.
going, hey, we're ready to do this. Can we
Sure,
get started? And I'm like, yeah,
sure.
let's do it.
So you got your chops, obviously from your methods all from AAA for being there for about 3, 4 years.
Yeah.
So then it was very easy for you to like getting some of those clients to move over and
Right.
call you up. And then of course when you do a good job, no matter what you do, like everybody knows somebody that's gonna travel.
I've got a hairstylist that after I left AAA, she did not book another trip with me for 2 years, who sent me 6 clients in those 2 years. And those 6 clients have sent me clients.
Right.
The other thing is
That's
literally,
the way this works.
right, like
That is the
literally,
way this works.
we went to the state fair and I got a 28 cabin wedding booking because I was talking to a woman that I was buying something from at her booth at the state fair, told her that I was a travel agent. She took my card.
Mhm.
5 months later, she called me and said, hey, my brother and sister-in-law are getting married and we want to do the wedding on a cruise. Can you help us? And I booked 28 cabins on Royal Caribbean.
What was
And
the
now I've
purpose of that?
booked, of those 28 cabins, I've got 3 or 4 of them that have already rebooked other stuff with me.
That must have been a nice commission there.
It didn't hurt.
Yeah.
That was a good, that was a decent chunk of the million last year.
Yeah. Nice. That's pretty sweet.
Rebecca, I did, to answer on the Google, I did put my home address. I will say that I have not had anybody try to swing by my house. Like
Well,
that has not been a
Rebecca,
thing, because there was a definite concern for sure.
just so you know, like you have to put in a business address, but
Mhm.
there is an option for a service area. Okay. And so you check that or uncheck where your address is. And so it doesn't show your exact address, but a service area and a radius that you service. So when you're on Google listings, it will show not the address, but your service area, which mine is Henderson and Las Vegas. So,
Google is a lot harder to get registered on now, for sure.
okay. Yeah, I've been there for a few years. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
actually for a while.
It took me probably 2 months when I tried to set it up here. When I set it up in Texas, when I first joined, it took me like 2 hours. It was done.
Right.
When I closed that one down and took that Google page down and went to set it up here, it took me about 2 months to get all of it done. Because Jody, I've never done an EIN because I haven't LLC'd. So,
Yeah.
and again, I think all of that stuff is just what you're comfortable with, what direction you want to take your company in, like how you want to work your
Well, I
business.
think everybody should at least register if they can.
Well, yeah, on Google for sure.
Put yourself on Yelp too. Just
You have to get seen.
everywhere, like every avenue that's available for you. just for people to find you, you know, make it easy for people to find you.
Yeah.
And of course, and this is for especially for those of you that are just starting this journey, I can't stress enough how important it is for you to request and ask for reviews and making it easy for them. Like,
Oh,
send them a link and say, hey, can you give me a quick review? Only when you know, like, oh, thank you so much, Daphne, or thank you so much, like, you saved my
literally.
trip. And then they're just glowing about you. Oh, can you do me a favor and write a review for me? Let me send you a link, just real quick. Give me a 5 star.
And maybe I'm overconfident, but it may just be I know what I'm doing. But literally every email, I do a welcome home email with my clients 3 days after they get home. I want to catch them before they've been home for too long because so many people talk about their next trip while they're on vacation.
Yeah.
So I set it up for 3 days after they get home.
Mm,
And it says, hello, blah, blah, blah. I hope your vacation was everything you wanted it to be. Please give me a call when you have time to give me all the details. I love pictures and or videos for my clients' trips too. Don't worry, I don't use them, blah, 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 blah. If there's anything that needs to be addressed, please let me know. If everything was amazing and my service was top notch, I would really appreciate you leaving me a Google review, including any photos and or videos you would like to share, and put my link right there.
yeah.
That's after I've left them a phone call with a voice message.
Yeah.
Then I'll send the email. If I don't get a response within a day on the email, I will send them a text with the link.
Mm,
So I'm hitting them 3 different ways to get that Google review.
yeah.
In the last year, I am at, hold please. I have gone from about 20 to 71 5-star Google reviews.
Let's go. You know, I can't stress that enough because we do live in that world now where before we do aim to purchase, we look for reliability. And, you know, I know we all do that, right? Like I'm guilty of sin when it comes to like Amazon shopping, and I do go through the stars. Like how
Of
many stars?
course.
What is it? Is it 4.4? Usually 4 point above is a pretty decent. Then you kind of look like
At
how
what the
many
reviews
five
say.
stars are you getting versus how many 1 stars?
Yep.
Same thing with Google. Like I know when I'm looking for like a plumber or any kind of like small business, like right now I needed a landscaping, right? You just hit a Google and then like, okay, which one has good reviews? Because everybody loves to rat on everybody, right? So if
Oh
they
yeah.
get a shitty experience, people are
It's gonna be on
so
there.
quick to like tell on you like if they have like a crappy experience, so you want to be able to see like what the horror stories are and the good
Yeah.
stories. So like I'm sure all of you guys do that, right? So
Well, and like for me now in my area, if you Google travel agent near me, I'm in the top 3 now.
yeah.
Part of that is probably my website SEO. Part of that is probably, my Facebook SEO and my Pinterest SEO and that kind of stuff. But I honestly will say, I think the biggest thing that has driven that is I am getting about 1 to 2 5-star Google reviews every single month.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get 20 of them and then nothing for 6 months. Like I legit am getting them pretty consistently.
Mm,
And I think that is what has driven me into that top 3.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that.
Let's give some time for like anybody with a question. Go ahead and ask her a question inside the chat line, and Daphne can pick out what question that she can best answer for you guys. One
um,
is, do you have
Christina,
an
I
LLC?
do.
What do you suggest? Do I have to have an LLC? What do you suggest?
Uh, that's definitely a question for somebody else, not me, because I'm completely on the fence about the LLC thing.
Okay.
I do TikTok, Christina. I'm not great at it, but I'm getting better.
Let's before you answer, can you read the question first?
Oh, do you do
I'm gonna,
TikTok?
yeah, because I'm gonna upload this to YouTube and then the chat doesn't really show
Oh,
up.
sorry. Okay, yeah. So Christina asked, do I do TikTok? I am learning TikTok. I have a business accountability partner who is about 20 years younger than me. And so she is really good at the TikTok and all that. So I'm getting better at it. So yes, I do, and I'm learning it. Nicole, most of the qualifying list, yes, we did kind of touch, like special needs, if it's a special occasion, budget, those things we all touched on. So if anybody wants the actual sheet, please don't everybody email me, because dear God, I get enough emails as it is. But maybe post it in like Evolution or Rising Tide or somewhere, and I'll try to upload it somewhere so everybody has access to my sheet if you want it.
Do you do any Facebook marketing?
I do not.
Okay.
I have never paid for Facebook advertising.
Okay. Where would you start if you didn't get those clients from AAA to get you up and running?
Definitely more of the networking. I would have done a lot more of the things with the chamber. I probably would have joined multiple chambers and kind of branched out. Um, Definitely attended more, like I'm in all kinds of Facebook groups of female business owners and they do mixers and this and that. I would have done a lot more of that.
Like locally?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. Michelle's question is, how do I get an accountability partner? Well, I would like to suggest, getting to know people inside this business and find who you're most aligned with and that you feel like you can push each other with.
And I agree with
And
that.
they're all like, temporary basis. And sometimes you make the best of friends and like a lot of friends in this business or business partners become like family or BFFs. But,
Yeah.
sometimes like my answer has always been, people are going to be people. Some people will let you down and you got to protect
Your piece.
yourself. You got to protect your mind. You got to protect your heart because sometimes you may start off really well, and it's really important to discern where this relationship is going because some people become negative Nancy's and they can start extracting and draining your energy, and we have to be careful about that too. So,
And to that point, Charles, so sorry. I just didn't want you to like get too far ahead of me. Courtney is a great accountability partner within the company. I love Court to death. We talk all the time. It's great. I get to see her Saturday. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you, Courtney. Anyway, I love you, honey. Um, and it's great to have somebody within the travel business because they do understand the nuances of the travel business. But Kristen owns a yoga studio, for goodness sake. I love having someone outside of the travel industry that I can bounce things off of. Like I just did my monthly newsletter and I sent it to Kristen first and I said, "Hey, I've got these two versions. Which one do you like better?" And the fact that she is in a different generation, she points out things to me that her generation responds to better than mine does. And that became a friendship from the Chamber of Commerce. We sat at a table together one day and hit it off and started talking about our businesses. And Courtney said, or Kristen said, "Hey, I really want a business accountability partner to keep me on track with things." We set it up where we would talk every Monday. We would make a list. We would text it to each other. "Hey, what'd you get done on your list?" By like Wednesday, we're like, "How far down on your list?" Now that we're both, really good at doing this with each other, we talk just about every day. She knew that I was doing the Zoom and knows that I hate being on camera. And she said, "Oh, you better call me when you get done and let me know how it went." And I'm like, "Hey, okay." So I think it's good to have someone in the business who can understand the frustrations, but somebody that's in a different business too, who is getting to see what you're doing from, say, a client slash traveler point of view rather than an agent side of things. I think that's huge.
yeah, getting, different perspectives
Mm-hmm.
creates a level of balance. So, that is always a good thing. But, having someone uh, aligned with your goals, someone aligned with your ambitions. Uh, those are all good check marks, like green flags to have. Red flags to me, like when you do find somebody, is when they complain and they just talk about their personal issues day in, day out. And if
Yep.
you feel like your energy is being drained, then, at least recognize that, like, okay, this might not be my my
What you're looking for.
best
Yeah.
accountability partner, right? Like you want to be able to discern those things. And so,
Um,
like, some look,
yeah.
I guess to put it simply, either somebody is contributing to your life or taking away from you.
Yep.
Realize the differences between the two. If you feel like somebody's contributing to you on a personal level, on a business level, good.
Yep.
If you feel like they're constantly taking and zapping you, bad, right? So there you go.
And Melanie posted about, losing friends and family because their friends and family expect us to be able to get these great deals, and then they don't talk to us or we don't talk to them when they don't book with us. Melanie, I have almost made it a rule. People that are super close with me, I tend to not book much for them unless they're doing something with me because I do take it personally. Kristen tells me all the time it's business, it's not personal. Courtney knows me well enough to know I sit on that couch and I cry. Like, it's not okay. I take it completely personal. However, when it comes to my business, I don't even like when friends of mine tell me they're doing a trip, I don't even say, "Oh, hey, let me put that together for you." I just I've gotten now to where I really don't want to mix my business with my friends because it does cause things like that. And I don't want there to be any issues with my friendships over my business. So I almost say just be careful. I don't mix friendships and business,
Mm.
and especially family and business, because family, y'all, they expect you to do miracles and they will talk to you any kind of way when you can't do those miracles. No, I don't even talk to family about trips. Doesn't happen.
You know what's funny? And I'll close with this because we're past the hour. But Nikki was, travel agent forever. So like her sister um, books a trip to Mexico, Cancun, and all of that. And they get on the phone, and her sister tells her like how she booked it. But it was the conversation after they hung up. Nikki was so pissed,
Mhm.
behind closed doors, like, can you believe that my own sister, knowing that I'm a travel agent,
Yep.
and just doesn't go through me? I mean,
I
I
had
will.
cousins who called me to surprise our aunt and uncle, my aunt and uncle, their parents, with a Hawaii trip, put the whole thing together for them, found out after my aunt and uncle and another aunt and uncle, the two brothers and their wives, all four went to Hawaii. I didn't know anything about that they had booked it until they got back. I didn't talk to them for a year. I was furious. And then I was like, you know what?
It's like,
I
come
can't do
on.
this. I
Like,
can't do this.
how you gonna
Fine,
not
whatever.
support your family?
Yeah. I'm like, they
Okay,
did what they did, whatever. I just gotta leave it at that point.
that's wild, right? When your own
Yeah.
family doesn't like even support you. That okay.
Yep.
But listen, like some family members are also going to be a pain in the ass. So, maybe you don't want, but look, let's not cookie cutter. You guys know who all your family members are. You know who you can do it with, and you know those
Oh, wow.
who you can't do it with, right? All right. So there we have
Oh,
it.
Michelle, that's awful. I'm so sorry. Your own
I
mom.
guilted my
Wow.
brother for booking his own Disney trip, and he finally gave in and had me book his last. Oh, well, see, there you go, Michelle.
You
Putting
converted
the
him.
hammer
Good
down.
job, Michelle.
Put the hammer down. Like, don't you dare do that again. I will kill you. He's like, okay.
No.
Well, sometimes, family members need awareness, right?
I was gonna say, a lot of times they just
Look,
don't realize.
look, there's a
And that's
lot
what
of
happened with
agents
my
here
cousin.
that are
I was,
also
and
like
she's like,
secret agents.
yeah, she's like, oh, I had no idea. And I'm like, really? You put me through so I had a conversation with her about it later, but at the time I was like, you don't want me talking to you right now.
Yeah. All right, everyone, that is this is Daphne Richmond. I hope uh, she's helped you to be a better travel agent. For those of you guys that are not connected with her, her name is Daphne Richmond. You can see it right there. She's on
Aw, thanks,
Facebook.
Courtney. I love you, honey.
And then, for those of you guys that are just connecting with me, the YouTube channel, this will be up and it's called Evolution Power Hour. I will be uploading this video very shortly, either today or tomorrow. And of course, if you guys aren't connected with me, connect with me on Instagram or Facebook. And my Instagram is Charles Lee RT. So that's my Instagram. And then of course, I'm very easy to find in Evolution, because if you guys have friends in Evolution, we're gonna have a gazillion mutual friends. So I should automatically pop up. So just look up Charles Lee on Facebook and I should be connected with you guys. And I can't wait to hear your guys' story and interview the next person who really makes a name for themselves, changing their lives through this platform. So, with that said, thank you very much, Daphne, for coming on and sharing your experience and showcasing your beautiful house. I love it. And
Thanks.
for you, for those of you guys that were watching, watch out for it on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, of course. Hit the notification bell so that way you guys can catch up with all the latest interviews. So with that said, thank you so much for coming on, and I will see you guys on the next Power Hour. See you
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Have a good one.